Welcome to our channel, where we talk all things true crime. This video is for educational purposes. Let's get started. Today we will be looking at 5 high-profile criminal cases that have upcoming court hearings. Because these are ongoing cases, everyone we talk about today is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Let's start with Chad Doerman. Chad is the man that was captured on police body cam after he allegedly shot and killed all 3 of his young sons in Ohio, just days before Father's Day in 2023. The body cam footage was heartbreaking, and in our opinion, he seemed much too calm given what had just transpired. When police arrived, Chad was sitting on the front steps of his home while his boys lay dead in the yard. As police approached, Chad said, "I ain't gonna hurt nobody," and his dog won't bite anyone. When asked what's going on, Chad replied, "Nothing." Chad was charged with 9 counts of aggravated murder, 1 for each gunshot that hit the deceased, as well as kidnapping and assault charges. His sons were only 3, 4, and 7. They all had just woken up from a nap, and Chad admitted to lining them up before executing them. His stepdaughter fled, yelling that her father was trying to kill everyone, when a passing motorist made a 911 call. Chad's wife called 911 as well. She tried to stop him and was shot in the hand. One of the boys had tried to run away, but Chad hunted him down and brought him back. Just recently, a judge ruled that Doerman's Miranda rights were not properly read, and the rights were violated in 2 instances in the hours and days following his arrest. Chad said he wanted an attorney, but was continued to be questioned. Unfortunately, this means that the statements obtained during these questionings will be suppressed at trial, including him saying that he had been grappling with the thoughts of committing this crime for months prior. His bond is set at $20 million and remains in custody at the Claremont County Jail since being arrested. Trial is currently set to begin July 8th of 2024.
This next case has been dubbed the Delphi murders. There's quite a bit of information for this recap. Back in February of 2017, 2 teen girls, 13-year-old Abby and 14-year-old Libby, were reported missing. They were found deceased the next day on Valentine's Day in Delphi, Indiana. Libby was able to capture a photo and a voice recording on her cell phone of the alleged killer. Their cause of death was reported as wounds caused by a sharp object, possibly a knife, but there was also an unspent bullet found at the crime scene. Over 5 years later, in October of 2022, Richard Allen would be arrested and charged for the girl's murder. Since then, things have gotten a little weird. Allen refused to eat or sleep, was allegedly unnecessarily shackled and chained, appeared intimidated by prison staff, and was hesitant to speak freely with his counsel. Allen appeared thin, frail, and confused. He was moved to another facility. Allegedly, Allen admitted that he had committed the crimes to his wife after his arrest, but it appears that he was under duress when he made this statement. Photos from the crime scene were leaked, and the girls appeared to be posed with sticks and branches laid on them in what has been described as pagan symbols. The man that leaked the photo was a former co-worker of one of Allen's attorneys, so the attorneys were relieved of their duty, but reinstated by the Indiana Supreme Court in January of 2024. The defense requests that the judge recuse herself from the case, but the motion was denied. There are speculation that the girls were part of a ritual sacrifice that was committed by the followers of Odinism that reside in the area. Supposedly, there is evidence that Allen was a guy, but others are not convinced and believe that he was framed. Allen's attorneys claim that there is evidence that shows someone other than Allen committed the crime, and key evidence was destroyed or hidden. This trial will be interesting, but most importantly, we hope there will be justice for the girls. The trial was moved up from October 2024 after Allen's request for an earlier trial. Jury trial is scheduled for May 13th through the 31st of this year.
Next, we'll look at Alexi Trevizo, not to be confused with Alexis Avila, whose case has a lot of similarities and took place in the same state. She was already sentenced. Alexi Trevizo was charged with first-degree murder of her newborn baby and tampering with evidence on May 10, 2023. Alexi went to a New Mexico ER in January of 2023 with complaints of lower back and abdominal pains. She was captured on hospital CCTV going to the bathroom and refusing to come out for a long period of time. Once Alexi left the bathroom, a custodian went in to clean up because there was blood everywhere. When the custodian went to empty the trash, they noticed that it was heavier than usual. Upon inspection, a newborn baby was found hidden at the bottom of a trash can. Hospital staff said the umbilical cord appeared to be ripped like an animal would do after giving birth. The autopsy of the baby boy revealed that he had air in his lungs, but Alexi would say he never took a breath. Pre-trial for this case is scheduled for July 22nd of 2024, and as of now, the trial is set to begin August 26th, 2024, in the 5th Judicial Court in Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Okay, let's look at Derek Rosa. He is the 13-year-old South Florida teen charged with first-degree murder for killing his mother while his baby sister slept feet away in her crib. In October 2023, Derek called 911 confessing to taking his mother's life and stated, "She's dead, miss." It almost sounds like there's a second voice that can be heard on the call, but Derek's stepfather was away because he's a truck driver. There was a baby monitor in the room that captured the mother and daughter sleeping. Autopsy revealed the 39-year-old Irina Garcia was stabbed 46 times. Derek called an online friend after taking the life of his mother and sent 3 photos, 2 of his mother and a selfie that showed blood on his hands. The friend was someone Derek had met playing online video games, but that he had never met in real life. Derek's dad had asked that his son be given a second chance and be released home. His dad said that Derek was humble and well behaved and no one can believe he actually did this. Derek is being tried as an adult and is being held without bond at Metro West Detention Center in Miami in the juvenile wing. There is a group of people that support Derek, saying that children are easily manipulated online and think he should be found innocent. There is a petition online called Save Derek Rosa, and it recently had 25,545 signatures citing that he's autistic. At this point, it doesn't appear that Derek even had any behaviors that would lead him to be evaluated. He is scheduled for a status hearing on April 17, 2024.
Lastly, we'll look at Kouri Richins. Kouri is the Utah mom that wrote a children's book titled Are You With Me? To gently guide children through the process of losing a loved one. Kouri wrote the book to help her 3 young boys after her husband and their father, Eric, died. Kouri promoted the book on a local TV channel, and then just 1 month later, she was arrested for her husband's death. Eric's autopsy showed that the cause of death was an overdose of fentanyl, but Eric wasn't an opioid user. Kouri made Eric a Moscow Mule hours before his death. It is alleged that she put the lethal dose in his drink. Eric's family told investigators that they believed that Kouri had tried to poison Eric before on 2 separate occasions. Kouri's cell phone was reviewed and Google searches were found that included, can deleted text messages be retrieved from an iPhone? Can FBI find deleted messages? And what is a lethal dose of fentanyl? An associate of Kouri's that cleaned houses for her real estate business was a known dealer, and this associate said that in early 2022, Kouri reached out requesting to purchase fentanyl, claiming it was for an investor she knew that had a back injury. The associate testified that she sold Kouri 15 to 30 pills. Eric became really ill 3 days before Valentine's Day in 2022 after eating a sandwich Kouri made him. About a week later, Kouri allegedly asked to purchase more of the substance, but stronger this time. She wrote a check for $1,300 from her business account. 1 week later, Eric was dead. Kouri's attorney would say that this associate is not a credible source. She is a convicted felon on probation in drug court for 4 first-degree felonies, and that Kouri wrote the check for payment of cleaning houses. Kouri was accused of witness tampering when a letter was found in her jail cell to her mother, attempting to get someone to testify for her and what they should say. This was dismissed as it actually wasn't sent out in the mail. Kouri claimed that she was writing a fictional novel and not a letter to her mother. Prior to his death, Eric removed Kouri from his will and life insurance. Kouri had no idea and is suing his estate. Kouri's preliminary hearing is scheduled for May 15th of 2024. We hope these trials don't get pushed back so that the families can have justice for their loved ones. We'll keep y'all updated as trials begin. Have you been keeping up with these cases, or is this the first time you're hearing about some of them? Let us know in the comments below.